welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, we're going to check out another Toyota Landcruiser, if you haven't guessed from the thumbnail already. Because, you know that last truck we bought, you know the diesel that was supposed to be the parts truck for a while? Well, would you believe me if I told you it's been reduced to a pile of scrap already? Well, it has. So we needed a contingency plan. So I consulted my list of all the trucks I knew about in the area and realized I probably wasn't gonna call any of those people or go knock on their doors because people are scary these days. So I did the right thing and I just waited, you know, for a phone call or, you know, Facebook message or, I mean, even a message in a bottle, any of those things. And eventually, I didn't hear from anybody. You know what they say? Build it and they will come.
That voice just now, what was it?
Actually, I just think that's from a movie that I saw one time, you know, Field of Dreams or something, because I didn't actually really build anything. The only thing that I did start receiving in the mail was some fan encouragement. You know, things like this sweet new Barnyard Cruisers hat. Yeah, I know, it's slick. And, you know, this sweet new Landcruiser t-shirt. Thanks, John. Really love it. But you know, even when we were getting all those things in the mail, I still had a problem. Wasn't hearing anything about parts truck that I desperately needed. Well, then it happened. I got the message I'd been waiting for. It was from a feller saying, "Hey, don't you sell Toyota Landcruiser parts? Would you be interested in buying an entire truck?" Well, we were a little off on price at first, but after a little negotiations.
Let me explain. I'm prepared to give you $500 for that drink hat.
We did come to a deal. He said, "Yeah, you know, come on, come get it." So where are we going, you might ask? Well, we're going to the state that they're, you know, saying is live free or die. No, that's actually New Hampshire. First in flight. Nope, that's North Carolina. Cruisers rust on every inch of their body from all the salt during the winter. Yeah, that's it. Pennsylvania. So we got about a 3-hour ride to get to Pennsylvania to pick up this parts truck. But first I'm gonna put on that new t-shirt because it's pretty sweet. So what are we going to see, you may be asking? We're going to see a 1988 FJ62 two-tone truck. I got 10 pictures. I know, it should have been like 11. But the 10 pictures, if you want to indulge, are these right here. They told a tale of what this truck is, and it was pretty clear without seeing it in person that she's had a hard life. It's got 130,000 miles on it with a motor that was swapped in with 85,000 miles. If that doesn't tell you a tale, then I don't know what does. Then you move on to some of the pictures where the frame is completely rotted out. The crossbar that I always mention in the rear of the truck, gone, floating, you know, up in the air, like that movie Up, that guy that floated the balloons, it's gone.
Hello, boys! I'll send you a postcard from Paradise Falls.
Other than that, I know that the guy has owned this truck twice. He bought it back from a friend's family that, unfortunately, the gentleman he sold to had passed away. So I know that he was trying to restore the truck, but it's become too much of a headache. So I don't really know anything else other than that. So we're going to get out to this guy's house and kind of comb through it together before getting her towed back home. Got a long ride. First time I'm driving it right off the tow truck. So we're gonna park it for the night and we'll review it in the morning. I think it's sweet. It's definitely a parts truck though, and we'll go over why in the morning. Well guys, the new to me 1988 FJ62 has finally made it from Pennsylvania to Virginia after the longest towing fiasco. But she's here now and ready to be parted out. This truck has about 130,000 miles on the clock, which is really young for a Toyota Landcruiser, but she has apparently had a heck of a hard life if you can't tell from the rust spots, and it's a little difficult to see, so we'll go through that in a minute. This truck was bought from a guy out in North Carolina that used it as a fishing rig, which is the first red flag that this truck was going to basically rust into nothing. The gentleman I got it from had it in Pennsylvania and drove it to about 105,000 miles before selling it to his friend. His friend drove it for about 10,000 miles, took the head off because he blew a head gasket, and then proceeded to leave the head out in the rain, destroying that head and not able to drive it for quite some time. He did go ahead and get a used motor from somebody here on the East Coast that had 85,000 miles on. It drove the truck to its current state of 130,000 miles, which the truck does run, move, and drive. It just got a lot of rust and the frame is falling apart. So let's go through what the truck really is and tell you why we're actually parting it out. If you see something in the video, please let me know, comment below that you want, and we'll make sure we get it to you. When I buy these trucks, one of my favorite things to find is the original records of the truck. So one thing that I've got was an original owner's manual, which says that it was from Florida. So this truck was originally from Florida. It also has the original 1988 Toyota manual with it, which is really great. I don't have a lot of the records, but the gentleman that I bought it from does have some. So one of the coolest things is that it's apparent that this motor that I was telling you about was switched out in 2015. So I have the whole bill of sale for that, all that work. Among other things that are in here, you can tell that the guy really tried to take care of the maintenance on this truck. If you look at the tires, I have a record of that. These are basically brand new tires on this truck, which is really great to see. So I mean, it could be driven, but the frame is so bad that it's kind of dangerous. So let's jump around the truck. Let me show you all the rust areas. And again, if there's something that you see, reach out, let me know. So the first thing we notice here is that the front bumper is all crunched in, which if you know about 62s, the front bumper to the 60 series is different on the 62s, is actually taller. So those are a little harder to find and sometimes I do need them. Unfortunately, this one is crunched in. The front fenders are actually okay. They have some rust. They might be able to be saved for somebody. It's got its rocker trim, which is always rare to see, especially for something that lived its life where it snows a lot. Your door corners are all rotted out here, which is a shame because these doors are actually solid basically on the bottom, but the corners are gone. The whole entire wheel well and rockers are actually really in excellent shape, which is always really hard to find on these. Your rear quarter here, gone. I mean, that is just typical. It looks like there might even be some Bondo in there. I don't even know what that is. Then you come back here, you can see that right here on the windows, quarter windows, this always rusts for some reason. Probably that seal went bad and water was getting in there. Then moving up to the roof, same thing. The roof is just bad, bad, bad. Here's one of my favorite things. The guy I bought it from said he had the rust under control. Putting duct tape over your holes is not under control. Fix it right. And we're looking at the back of the truck. This is where the amazing things happen. This tailgate, zero rust, zero. I don't know how that's possible. The upper hatch has minimal rust, probably could be saved if somebody really wanted that. But this tailgate is unbelievable. I can't even tell you how that's possible. So rear bumper shot, got a little bit of rust here. I mean, maybe somebody that was using it could use it for something, but it is shot. Same thing, quarters here, all rusted out. I've never seen a truck rust here where the gas filler neck is, so I don't know how that's even possible. Again, here, all this rust here on the roof, just destroying this, probably leaking into the inside of the truck there. Again, wheel wells are really nice. Another rocker trim here. Doors are shot. Rockers are in excellent shape, so those will probably be cut off at some point for somebody. Then we're moving over to the other side here. The fender here is actually in decent shape, no rust on that, which is really great to see. But again, Come on, duct tape covering holes. I mean, that's a Achilles heel too. These seals usually go bad on the windshield, which in return lets water leak into the cab and holds moisture there, which creates rust. Moving into the interior, it's not terrible in the interior, probably one of the better parts of it. Dash is typically cracked. The windshield is actually original Toyota glass in good shape. The bezel here, I was hopeful somebody actually reached out to me needing one, and it's cracked. So sad, sad, sad there. This bezel here, the AC bezel, is in excellent shape. Steering wheel's in good shape. All of this stuff is all in working order and not super broken plastic. Center console is awesome. These holes aren't broken, which usually break on these. The guy definitely had a dog. There's so much dog hair in here. It's kind of gross. The rear seat is in decent shape as well. Some guys I know are looking for the back seat because they want to have headrests for their 60 series. So in 62s, the headrest did come. I don't have the actual headrest, but the back seat with those is available just in case somebody is looking for that. Headliner is in an excellent shape. All the dome lights are not cracked and are just in immaculate shape. I don't know how it's possible. Roof trim, the chrome trim here is all in excellent shape, not too bent up. Then we have our homemade PVC pipe basket. I'm not even sure what you'd put in that. I certainly wouldn't put a spare tire up there. So that's a quick synopsis of the truck. It's a little sad to me to be tearing it apart, but again, like I mentioned, and I'll try to get one of those pictures, the frame shock tower mount is completely gone, and there's a hole right where the spring meets the frame as well and it's just, it gets to that point, you're either putting a new frame in this thing, patching it, making it more dangerous. It probably has a couple more years of life left in it. But at this point, I think it will serve itself better, giving the parts to people that need to keep their other trucks on the road. So might take it out for a little drive, just make sure everything is in check before we start pulling things off. People are reaching out to me fast and furious for things. So please, if you do need something, email me, comment, go to my Instagram, Barnyard Cruisers, and let me know what you are looking for. If it's not on this truck, I have tons of other stuff. There's the old parts truck that's all cut up. We have full rocker and corner cats here. So those are in excellent shape. That's from the diesel truck. So always have something hanging around, and everything is kind of inventoried. So please let me know, and let's jump in there. Let's take a little ride. Except the battery is completely dead and it's just running on the alternator. No exhaust either, so it sounds gutless. Let's go for a ride. About that test drive, I mean, for some reason the windshield wipers just kept going, even though the switch was off. Never seen that before. Drove down the road actually really decently, has really nice brakes. Other than that, I mean, it has a giant exhaust leak because the exhaust is cut off right behind the driver's seat. You know, got a decently strong engine from what I could see. But still, that's just not enough to keep her around. We are going to be partying around, so got a couple things to pull right now. So if you guys like these type of videos, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe, like, and share these videos. And again, if you need anything, please reach out and I'll be sure to get back to you. Cheers, and we'll see you on the next video.